Hello, Battledome baddies, and welcome back to another card review video. So today we have the level requirement for equipment. So how good are they on turn 4, turn 6, turn 8? There are 7 to choose from the main set. All of the activated effects are once per turn, and you need to have 4 plus code stones attached to your Neopet to meet the level requirement of the equipment to play it off of when revealed or when sent to the discard alternate playing ability, if the equipment has either line of those texts. So, what do we got first? We have Black Frost Cannon. During your battle phase, you may roll 1 die. On a success, freeze your opponent's Neopet. This is a May effect, you don't need to use it. This is a better blue frost cannon. This not only works on a success, not a critical success of the blue frost cannon. It is a repeatable freeze effect, and it will be very good in control and defense style decks. Your opponent still gets, during your battle phase, triggers / activations, but they are unable to attack. So, pretty good. Repeatable freeze is very strong. Even if you only include, I guess you can include one of these in an aggressive deck, and just that will be your defensive card instead of including defensive code stones. That could be a thing. I could definitely see that being a thing. 4 stars out of 5. Pretty cool. Next up, Blade of Supernova. During your battle phase, you may roll 2 dice. For each success, deal 1 damage to your opponent's Neopet, and your Neopet heals 1 damage. This is a May effect, you don't need to use it. However, if you do use it, you must roll the 2 dice, not your choice of 1 or 2 dice. And this is double the effect of Noble Blade, which is a level 3 requirement card, and it is better overall than having 1 die for 2 damage and 2 HP heal. So the 2 dice will give you more chances of success versus always a 50-50. So you have a 75% chance for 1 success off 2 dice, and a 25% chance for 2 successes off 2 dice. This is a potential 4-point life swing. You deal 2 damage and you heal 2 damage at the best. So 5 stars. Very good. Moving on along, Jade Scorchstone. During your opponent's turn, when you take damage, you may send this equipped card to your discard. Your Neopet takes no damage for the rest of this turn. This is a May effect, you don't need to use it, and your Neopet has to take damage to be able to use this. So, this card does nothing if you are only taking damage from the attack dice during their battle phase. In the best case scenario, you take 1 or 2 damage in their prep phase, from, for example, like a Judor's Potion. And then you will activate your Jade Scorchstone and prevent the rest of the damage that they will deal this turn. This card is potentially quite a bit better, with more expansions and new cards released. Such as cards that deal damage in the prep phase and train phase and all that other jazz. So, as of right now, I will give it 3 stars, because if you run up against a deck that is only dealing damage to you in the battle phase, this is a do-nothing card. It is not worth including in your deck. However, against the Battle Fairy deck, this is potentially quite strong. Next up, Judora's Crystal Ball. Oh boy, small text on this one. When this card is sent from your inventory or deck to your discard, you may play this card. During your preparation phase, you may discard 1 card. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 to your inventory, send 1 to your discard, and return 1 to the top or bottom of your deck in any order. During your draw phase, you may send this card to your discard, look at the top 3 cards of either player's deck, return them to the top and or bottom of their deck in any order. So, there are 3 May effects on this card. You don't need to use any one of them. You may play this when it is sent from your inventory or deck to the discard, and you have to have the 4 code stones equipped to meet the level requirement of this card, if you want to play it in that way. And you can use the first effect on your turn when you play it, and so during your prep phase. This card provides repeatable filtering and card manipulation, which is a very strong effect for control, and it is probably maybe worth running 1 of in almost any single deck, because you can just discard a code stone or a card that will not have that much of an effect on your current turn to the card to reveal the top 3, look at the top 3, you don't reveal them. and add one of them to your inventory. So you replace the card that you just discarded to use the effect. You send one to your discard, which in the case of Jidora's equipment can be, hey, I'm just gonna play an additional card. And you will return one to the top or bottom of your deck. So that will set up your next turn draw, or if you have any cards that care about what is on top of your deck, you will set that up for this. Overall, lots of very cool things you can do with this card. And the second effect, which is during your draw phase, so you can't use that on the turn that you play this. You may send this card to your discard. Look at the top 3 cards of either player's deck. So you can mess up your opponent's plans if they put a card or more than one card on top of their deck, or if they did something that searches from their deck for a card and put that on top of their deck, for example. I'm not sure if that card actually exists at the moment, but that's a common card text to have in other card games. So if your opponent does something like that, you can discard this from play and during your draw phase, and then mess up what they did. You can put all 3 cards on the bottom. You can make it so they draw a code stone or 2 code stones or 3 code stones in a row, or send the level 5 requirement card that they're going to draw to the bottom and have them draw a level 1 instead. So yeah, it's a pretty cool card. Very strong. Might be worth running one of in every single deck, to be honest. It's quite a powerful ability. I will overall just give it 4 stars because it fits most strongly in control, and there are some pretty good level requirement 4 cards that you would probably want to play instead of this if you're doing like the aggro, aggressive style deck. Moving on along, Jidora's Hourglass. When this card is sent from your inventory or deck to your discard, you may play this card. During your battle phase, you may roll 3 dice. If any result in a critical success, freeze your opponent's Neopet. During your preparation phase, you may send this card to your discard, freeze your opponent's Neopet. So this card also has 3 May effects. You don't need to use any one of them. However, when you may play this when it is sent from your inventory or deck to discard, and you have to have the 4 code stones attached. So for the during your battle phase, you may roll 3 dice. There is a roughly 42% chance that one of the 3 dice will be a critical, which is technically worse than the 50% chance of the Black Frost Cannon if you are looking to repeatedly freeze your opponent. And, however, if you have 2 Hourglass in play, that brings it up to about a 66.5% chance of a successful critical across those 6, one of the 6 dice being a critical. This card is most likely going to be used for the guaranteed freeze by sending it from the Battledome equipped from your Neopet to the discard during your preparation phase. Yeah. It's going to be going in the control decks because they can recur this and repeatedly freeze your opponent's Neopet by skipping their turn and staying alive a lot longer. Yeah, it'll be better in the future as well when there are more pieces to like control decks and delayed effects, even more level requirement 5 cards and stuff like that. But yeah, it's pretty cool. What did I change here? I added success. I see. Yeah, 4 stars out of 5. It's pretty good level 4 card to play on your turn because you will get the battle phase effect right away. It does something the turn that you play it. And next up we have Ridiculously Heavy Battle Hammer, potentially the longest card name in Neopets Battledome at the moment. During your battle phase, if you have 6 or more cards in your inventory, you may discard up to 2 cards. Gain 2 attack this turn for each card discarded this way. This is a May effect you don't need to use, and you activate it with 6 or more cards in your inventory. You can discard 0, 1, or 2, and you will get +2 attack for each one discarded. You probably will need to have quite a bit of drawing power in your deck to maximize the use of this, or you want to play it in round 2 or 3. However, that might not be super great. Overall, I don't really think this is going to see much play. However, it might go in the Jidora decks just to like maximize the discarding and playing from discard style. Even then, it might only just be a one of, but getting 4 attack, like quote unquote, for free every turn is pretty strong. Yeah, I'm gonna give it 3 stars out of 5. Next up, Shield of Fairyland. When this card is revealed from your deck, you may play this card. At the start of your opponent's battle phase, you may place a card from your inventory to the top of your deck. If you do, you can block critical successes as if they were normal attacks this turn. This is a May effect. You don't need to use it. You may play it when revealed, and the choice that you have is at the start of your opponent's battle phase, which is a important distinction from like during battle calculation. So you'll need to place a card from your inventory on the top of your deck at the start of your opponent's battle phase if you think they're gonna critical you. So overall, for that effect, I don't really think it's gonna be used. This is like almost entirely a combo piece, because you will want to set up your Battle Fairy shield reveals with this card, as this card triggers before the Battle Fairy shield does, if you would like it to. And if you have a Queen Fiora in play with both of these shields, you can set up some pretty crazy plays. Like, so, for example, you place a Khan the Unstoppable or Judge Hogg from your inventory on top of your deck using Shield of the Fairyland. You go to activate your Battle Fairy shield, it reveals Khan the Unstoppable or Judge Hogg, and since you have a Queen Fiora in play, you may play a revealed card once per turn. So yeah, it is most likely going to be almost strictly a combo piece. Very cool, very strong, potentially. 4 stars, just because it is restricted in that way. Yeah, it'll definitely get better with more cards and more expansions, so something to keep an eye on for sure. And that will bring us to the final rankings of the level 4 equipment. So 5 out of 5, we have Blade of Supernova. Really high on those effects. Repeatable healing source and damage. Whew, what more can you want? 4 to 5 stars, we have the Black Frost Cannon, Judora's Crystal Ball, Judora's Hourglass, and the Shield of Fairyland. And 3 out of 5 stars, we have Jade Scorchstone and Ridiculously Heavy Battle Hammer. Alright, thanks for watching, and talk to you soon for level requirement 5 equipment.